Hey, everyone. It's your girl Star, and we are back with the Lotus Star Show.
Yay!
Hey.
So I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Yay!
Okay.
It's been so long. It's been so long since we've recorded. So thank you for joining us. We have a couple of updates going on.
Yes.
Crystal, what's been going on with you? Because you've been the busy one. What's going on with you?
We got Mike here again. He's back.
Mike! I'm sorry,
everybody.
Mike. Did I forget you?
We're good. We're good. Trust me.
We're good. Okay. I'm sorry. So sorry.
My updates is really school.
Mhm.
I just finished up my last semester before my thesis, so that was really important. Probably one of the main reasons why we kind of took a pause is so that I could really focus on school and get ready for this next semester with my thesis and grad school and everything else, so I can get out of that piece.
Yep.
May 2022.
I'm so proud of you, though. Like,
Definitely.
I'm so proud of you. We had a conversation, right, where we were sitting down talking about recording and what was the next steps. What were we going to do? And I was just like, we're not recording. We're going to stop. We have no choice, right? And I think you were a little hurt when I said that.
Oh, I was totally offended.
Yeah.
I was like, how dare you tell me no?
Yeah, I did. I told you no. But then we sat down and we had a conversation. I was like, the reason being is I wouldn't be a good friend if I wasn't pushing you to do what you're supposed to be doing.
True.
So with that being said, you know, one of the things that I love about all of us, this whole dynamic, is we're really good friends and we hold each other accountable. You got to hold each other accountable. So I said, we're done recording. We're going to wait until the new year, right? Wait till you get down all of the stuff you needed to get done. So you record. No, so you can record. So you can get your classes done, right? What about you, Mike? What's going on with you?
Life is going on. So update, got married. Got
Yay!
kids
I'm so excited.
eager to find out what this next one will be. So life is good. Everything is starting to arrange itself in the right dynamic rather than just come at me in different angles. So life is good. So Ashley,
What do I do?
What's your update?
What's my update? I don't really have so much of an update. I've been more of the supportive friend, right? I've been traveling more. I've been making my way down to see Mike. We're coming down for the new year. The only update that I have is with my living situation. My son went to go live with his dad. So Devin is with his dad. Other than that, I've been chilling. I was contemplating going back to school myself. I was supposed to go back for aesthetics, but I decided to put that on hold because it's just not where I'm at right now in this moment. So other than that, that's the only update I have. I don't have anything else going on.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, the thing with school, if you're not there, it won't really happen. I've tried working on my master's several times and I just wasn't there mentally, and my capacity just wasn't there. And I just really had that push now to be like, okay, got to get it done just so that I can move forward. I feel like that's what this is all about, is that moving forward. And y'all, we're getting closer and closer to 40. So,
So we got to say that, we got to put that out there.
I'm just saying, I'm just stating facts. And for me, it's like, what things do I need to check off my list? You know, and finishing school is one. And if I want to get my PhD, then that's a whole nother thing. And granted, that might carry into 40s, but yeah.
For me, I needed the mental break. Like, if you know my story and you know what happened over the last 5 years, I was just go. And I think this was my time to just sit down, sit still, and just enjoy life a little bit. So I said, between this year and next year, I'm going to, spend more time with my kids. Right now it's me and Amaria. So spend more time with her, do things, plan trips, go places, all of the things I wasn't able to do in my younger 20s, early 30s. I'm doing that now. So that's where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
Mike, tell us about your wife.
She's great. She's a nerd just like me. So it's really good because I get to go to the store and do things that I probably shouldn't do, such as buy Nerf guns, which we'll speak about later. Right now we are heavily buying things for the baby. So that's great. It's nice to have somebody when I go into the store that I can pick up something really stupid that I probably shouldn't buy and be like, yo, and she's like, I was thinking the same thing. And then we get it and we get in the car and we're like, damn, we shouldn't have bought that. Oh well. So, it's nice to have somebody where we're on that wave together. Definitely it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Like we talked last time we talked, I'd come out of a relationship, and it was horrible. So thank God that that's over with now. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel, essentially. So a friendship blossom, and out of that friendship, wasn't expecting that to happen, but then it did happen, and we kind of realized we were, hey, yeah, okay, yeah, for real. Dang, why don't we do this sooner? And it just wasn't. It was the fact that it wasn't needed sooner. It was needed right at that moment, and it was best right at that moment. So shouts out to my new supervisor, my wife, and all the things she has to do to check up on me and keep me from aggravating her and everything else. So definitely great. But I do want to shout out to Ashley. So
what I do?
Christmas holiday. All right, Christmas.
Was it Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I'm already ahead of time. She came down Thanksgiving. I didn't have all the ingredients for the stuff she needed, and she still made some bomb eggs. I mean, these were some bomb ass deviled eggs. At first she was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and the third. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then when she fussed at me for not having all of her ingredients and they had to go to the store and get it, which was on Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving morning. Yeah.
Only one store open, so we had to go to Sprouts. And we go over to Sprouts. She finds the stuff that she needs. And them eggs was amazing. Like, I was not prepared for the egg. I wasn't prepared for nothing Ashley put down. So let me just put that out there. First of all, it's some cake she made. I don't like sweets. My wife doesn't like sweets. And she made a pound. It was a pound cake?
It was a pound cake. Yeah, pound cake.
I don't see. I have to ask exactly what it is, because to me, that's not a normal pound cake. That was good. It was crusty on the outside and real soft on the inside. And I was just like, oh, this is nice. And I'm always cordial to eat people's food. I'll eat at least 3 slices to be nice. I was on like slice number 4. And I was like, oh man, I really gotta stop. I know this is probably nasty, but I finished that cake like 4 days ago.
Well, wait, you got to tell the story where you and Akiri were fussing about the last slice of cake.
All right, so she's pregnant. It is my job to preserve everything for her the way she wants it, so she can eat it exactly at the time she wants it. Not for this shit though. That cake was a perfect 3:30 a.m. And I mean, it was a quarter of the cake left, like a fourth of it. It was a good sized chunk of cake. And she's got us on this oatmeal kick now. And I went downstairs and had me a cup of oat milk. I mean, a full glass of oat milk and a quarter of a cake. And I realized I was eating the cake. It was good. I wasn't going to stop. And I realized I felt bad about it. Like, dang, I shouldn't be eating all this cake. Let me leave a little piece. But I was like, as I ate more of the cake, I just realized like, you can't leave nobody that small of a piece. And so I just kept going. And that was it.
Even though it started with like a quarter.
But man, it was like literally that much, like that wedge of cake. And I was just slicing, and then I stopped slicing and just started eating, washing it down.
Mind you, this cake was a full bunt size cake.
Oh yeah.
It was a full, yeah.
I was working that cake down since Ashley left.
Yeah. So. The next morning she screams at you.
Man. She really doesn't get mad. She really doesn't call me out my name too much, but I definitely got called a bastard and a son of a bitch and everything at the morning. She came downstairs and she was like, oh, I really got a craving for like, a slice of cake and some milk. And I was like, first of all, I felt bad because all the oat milk was gone. I mean, I took that container to the head.
No.
I didn't want to pour a glass. It was late. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. So I drank all the oat milk and I finished the cake. So I was more like, dang, she gonna be mad about the cake, but she really gonna be mad about that oat milk because there was a lot of oat milk left, and the whole container just fucked it off. Whole container gone. So yeah, she was mad. We went to the store the next day. I bought some more oat milk, but I can't buy the cake.
Sorry.
Now she's looking forward to Ashley coming back down.
Hold on now. Hold on. That wasn't part of the deal. That wasn't part of the deal. Oh my goodness.
Okay. I know one thing that stood out to me, Mike. You said that y'all came together at like the perfect timing. It wasn't like you didn't see it, you didn't expect it. And as I am trying to venture back into the dating scene, that's something that's really important, is for it to just happen.
Yeah. And you know what? All right, this is going to sound bad. Everybody listening, just trust me on this. So I was in a relationship. And during the relationship, my current wife and I were friends, just friend. The person I was talking to was very uncomfortable with that just friend relationship, even though we had a very, like, we didn't even, Akira and I didn't even talk that often when I was dating this person. But it became a situation that the person was so obsessed with what I was possibly doing with somebody that it kind of put that option on the table once I stopped talking to her, to be like, damn, she really thought I was over here messing with this. Why was she so afraid or worried about
Or
something? You know what I'm
insecure
saying?
about it. Yeah.
And it wasn't her insecurity per se. It started making me wonder, what is she worried about that I'm not seeing? And then when I actually took a look, like I told you, we had that talk about the dates, and I had went on the date with her and we walked around and took photos and everything together. And it just, that was it. So we were already friends. We already have a common ground because of our jobs, a common ground because how we were raised, everything else like that. Of course, our backgrounds, just dealing with certain things, being from the South, approaching work certain ways. And it's a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people say, you know, opposites attract, but when you're very similar to people, that helps too. So when I can come home and be like, bruh, and she was like, they doing it again. I don't even have to say who they is. It's well known, it's well understood. And she can sit back and listen and be like, yep, I had that happen with so and so and so. And then I can sit back and listen to her and be like, dang, you know what I would do in that situation? X, Y, and Z. And she said to me, you know what I would do in your situation? You got to play it like this. It's good to have somebody that you can bounce that off. But I say that as, it's good when you can bounce it off of people and they actually give you stuff that you would actually do. Because a lot of people tell you stuff that you would never do.
Yeah.
I would have punched her in the mouth. Okay, well, that's not me. But when you get some really usable, I know it's not the best term, but when you get advice that's actually playable, usable advice as how you operate, that's great. So you know it down the line of how I operate, and you know what I would do, how I would do it, and you can tell me like, yeah, I know how you go, I would do it this way. That's great. And that's where we kind of came into that from, and everything just blossomed from there. So
That's awesome.
I feel bad for Akiri though. Why? Because she's welcomed into this dynamic of friends, and we make fun of her all the time.
Oh yes. Oh,
so
God.
we were sitting. What did we do? We did the streaming the other night on Disney. Poor Akiri. So me and Mike, we already knew she was going to cry. We were watching up. We already knew she was going to cry. It was already discussed. We were looking forward to it. This is how sad it is.
She's there's not much going on with the pregnancy. Like, she's not having ultra weird cravings. She's not doing anything just out of the blue. But man, she's super emotional at just the weirdest things. Like, it's not if somebody gets sick on a movie and, you know, somebody dies or something. It's not like that. She cried over a Vanguard investment commercial.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You remember the commercial where the dad sees a little flower and he puts the cup over it to protect it, and they take it out somewhere else and they plant the flower in a park, and then all the flowers grow, and he meets up with his daughter later on as he's older and she's older, and they sit down and they meet at the park every day. Man, I'm just looking like, I get it. It's an investment commercial. Next. Akira's over there. Oh my God. And I'm
it's
like,
the layers. There's layers to it. I was feeling the layers in the story.
You're emotional.
I just wanted Living Single to come back on. That's all I really wanted. I didn't care about the commercial. I didn't care about anything else. She cried over that. She cried over Coco, which Coco got his money.
Coco's, yeah, she should cry over that one. Yeah.
I give her a pass, but it was an ugly cry. It was an ugly cry for Up. When we was watching,
oh man,
I sent the video to Ashley.
First, I'm like, pics or it didn't happen.
Yes, but before she said pics or it didn't happen, Crystal, I had already started recording. And I sent it to Ashley, and I was cracking up, and Kiri was dying, crying. Oh my God, why you got me watching this? Oh, you know.
And it's like the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like the first few minutes. He sent me a video, she's crying, and she's like, because
why are you recording? Man, so she hates that. I have to show her sometimes, like, I get it. We're gonna look back at this and laugh because she's not an over-the-top person. But man, right now she is way over the top with everything. So it's crying over everything, crying over commercials, crying over, you know, movies. I don't know. She saw something on the news. It wasn't even sad. It was like one of those happy feel good stories, and she cried. So it was just like, all right, man. But yeah, that Up movie, when y'all were watching, I was over there dying laughing. It was hilarious to me. She just,
we're horrible people.
and that's what me and Ashley text each other like, we ain't shit. And she was like, I know.
We're horrible people. We're laughing at her as she's crying. Now, I actually had to see you two in person to see what you're, because I was like, I don't know about this. There was plenty of, I don't know. And then I had the chance to be around you guys for Thanksgiving, and I was like, okay, I see it. You guys are perfect for each other. She's just as nerdy as you are.
Oh yeah.
And she's such a sweetheart. She's so sweet. She put up curtains in the bathroom for me. I have my own bathroom at your house.
Yeah.
She put up a shower curtain in there.
Crystal, it caught me by surprise. We were walking in Target and she was like, she loves plants. And I'm like, she who? Who are you talking to? She's like, she loves plants. You know what? Come here. So we walk around to the aisle. I'm still trying to figure out who she is and why are we buying her stuff.
Right.
So when she started picking up stuff, I realized she's like, when she comes back and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole plant. It's a dark mustard color and some succulent plants on the shower curtain.
Shower curtain.
Yeah.
I've seen those. I was really tempted to get it, but it does not fit with my overall color scheme in my bathroom.
Yeah. I thought it was the sweetest thing. So he's putting it up and then he FaceTimes me. He's like, look, and I'm like, oh, I love it. And she's like, you want one? I'm like, yeah, I do. I do want one. Yeah. She's such a sweetheart. She's so sweet.
Love her to death.
Yeah.
She's the best character. She really is.
She is. She's so nerdy, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
But Mike, I'm glad you found someone who pretty much is your yin, you know.
Yeah.
So,
he found this person.
Yeah.
And he deserves it, you know, after everything that he'd been through in the prior situation, you know. And I can always tell when he's going through stuff because I won't hear from him for months. I won't hear from him. Yeah, no, he's one of those. When he's going through stuff, I don't hear anything from him. He ignores my calls. He don't answer me. But, you know, I love the fact that she encourages the friendship between the two of us. She's not blocking it, you know, and I think she's looking forward more to me and Amaria coming down than I think you are.
She was looking forward to drinking some, what was it?
Tequila.
Yeah, you're supposed to go have those tequila shots, but I messed that up. So.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart. I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy you found your person.
I definitely am. And Crystal, just so you know, that time, those moments, I think it's healthy to say this. I know I have a problem when I have a problem that I seclude myself from people. Mm-hmm. But like we've been talking about in past episodes, and you guys have been discussing thoroughly about just putting things out there and dealing with how things happen instead of just being like, hey, oh well, or why is this happening to me? You know, we talked about, you know, understanding not why is this happening to me, but what does this mean? And for that, what does it mean? There was a lot of what does it mean for me? And a lot of times I know a lot of people say, well, I ain't had nothing to do with it. Certain times we really just don't have shit to do with it. Excuse my language. There's nothing we had.
That's real.
Yeah.
But crazy things happen. So generally speaking, messy part of the podcast.
Yeah, don't do it. We're gonna let it go. No, we're not doing it.
Sure? All right,
we're not doing it.
We're
not doing it.
I was gonna fire one.
I know you are. We're not doing it.
I just will say.
No, protection for you. Absolutely not.
Oh no, nothing about that. Nothing about that.
Okay.
I just will say it's good when you find that balance and you understand that, hey, no matter what I do, it's not gonna clarify itself to a point that makes me feel like, I understand now. Some things are just not for you to understand. Everybody has their own crazy, and sometimes you ain't fluent in their level of crazy. That's it. Protection. All right, I'm good.
All right, good.
I get that.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of knowing how to balance that crazy. Like, I know that dose is something I don't have time for. And that's where setting those boundaries are so important, because you can just block it, block them, choose to avoid it, either or.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you have to do. If you don't, I played the fool for not establishing a hard boundary. It was more of those, hey, I kind of don't like this with you. Hey, it's more of a suggestion, you know, it needs to be this defense. You pass this line,
Yeah.
fisticuffs,
Yeah.
but it wasn't that. It was definitely like, hey, it's kind of suggestion. You don't really have to pay attention to it. And that's where, like we said, that's where I have to accept responsibility and say, okay, what is this teaching me? It's teaching you when you put up a fence, you also got to put a warning sign on that fence to let people know this is the fence I don't want you to pass. It's not just a fence with a little gate that they can walk through and keep walking through your barriers. So definitely something that you guys talked about earlier. I listened to this podcast as well when I'm not in it, and listening to all that about energy, what people give you, what people take from you, everything else like that. Honestly, this podcast has been a walkthrough of, hey, did you listen to this episode? Oh, wait a minute, I picked something up. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I don't want to take your energy today. I don't want it.
I don't want it. I don't need it.
I want
No.
it. And what I do have, I need to go hug a tree. Wow. See?
That's what we're doing today.
Why? It was like 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, man, I might need to hug this tree and literally like let all that energy out, because it was right after Thanksgiving. I had such a huge, terrible, like just day, and it was just horrible. And I was like, I need to hug this tree. I was ready to go outside at work and like go find whatever tree it was. I was going to release it all.
Like I said,
I'm sorry. I think it's hilarious because, did we ever play the recording for the hug a tree thing? I don't think we ever played it.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't. We never released it. Okay, so we have to release that. But I find it hilarious that I put that idea out there and now people actually do it, based off of the experience that I had, more than a decade ago. So I find it to be hilarious, but I love it. I love it that I can give, little things here and there and people listen to me. So
I mean, but the difference is I work in the wilderness, so I was afraid what type of poison ivy thing. So yeah. I didn't get too far. I was not getting far out there.
Yeah.
That would be just my luck. I'd have a horrible bad day and go hug a tree and end up on some poison ivy. The whole chest just down in the man.
Wait, no, but you got to tell the story of when you went to go get the when you went to go get the plant for me. You went to go cut it.
Oh, all right, Crystal. So listen, if Ashley asks me for something, I do my best. I do my best to see if I can get it. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can. So every day on the way to work, she talks about this plant. I can't remember the name of it right now.
It was a golden pothos. Yeah.
Yes. So I recognized it because she showed me a picture of it, right? And for my little non-plant minded mind, I was like, I'm driving like expressway. So we cruising 75, 80.
Him and Carrie at that before they get married.
Golden pathos. She was like, what? I was like, hold on. we get off and we bust a U-turn and go under the side, right? That was in the morning. And I was like, man, we got to make it to work. She told me these are kind of itchy. They get you kind of skin irritant plants. So I was paying attention as I was paying attention. So I was like, I'm gonna get it after work. That way I can at least get home and be able to wash my hands and everything else. So plastic bags at work. I put a wet paper towel in there. I was ready.
I was ready. I'm so proud of him.
So I'm coming down the expressway and it's on the side. So I know I got to get off. I got to go through and I got to cut through this neighborhood that backs up to the expressway, separated by a fence. On that side of the fence, the tree is actually growing and the leaves are growing out onto the freeway side. Now I'm not going on the freeway because my mama raised me better than that. So I go onto the plant side and I'm starting to break one off.
Wait a minute, is it at somebody's house?
It's in the end of a neighborhood in an intersection, or pretty much in a roundabout. So it's not anybody's house.
Okay.
Now, mind you, this is South Florida. Anytime you see a random in South Florida, half climbing a tree in a military uniform, I know why they called the cops. I'm just surprised that they got there so damn fast. Because listen, I promise you, it might have been 2 minutes as I was sizing up this tree, figuring out I got to get the leafy part in the bulb. You know what I'm saying? You just don't break the leaf off. I was being smart, right? So I put my hands on the tree and I'm going, maneuvering to get it. Woo! And I'm thinking like, wait a minute, yo, I just pulled up. What? If you following me, I understand. But I know one of you motherfuckers didn't call the cops on me and they get here that quick. I pulled up literally 2 minutes ago. So that's why I was like, all right. So I turned around and he looked at me and he didn't say anything. So here, Akira's in the car like, and then she's looking at me and she's like, and I'm like, yeah, I saw and I heard. So he's like, sir, and he sees I'm in a uniform. He's like, and I'm like, so my sister really wants one of these plants and I just passed it. And he goes, I'm gonna need you to come on out of there. Like, I need you to come on out of there. So I'm walking out in my military uniform and I'm already thinking to myself, I'm about to get arrested. I'm about to get arrested for trespassing or something. My hand is still on the bulb and I'm thinking maybe if I just snatch it and walk off, he's not gonna say nothing, but I didn't. I just put my hand down, and every time that I pass that part of the Selman Expressway, I just look over there like I almost got arrested over a damn plane. Somebody called me some trespassing over the leaf, and I did not get the leaf. I'm tempted to take her there when she come and then see if they do the same thing for her. So.
No, we're good. We're good. No, and it wasn't just it was one of the giant ones.
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah, it's the giant.
I remember when we passed it
they're everywhere
there. We talked about it then. Yeah.
They're everywhere down there. Everywhere.
Now that I think about it, the little Ziploc bag or whatever I had, it wouldn't even fit in there. Like it was, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I appreciate it though.
Illegal. He got a Ziploc bag with a wet brown paper bag or, tissue.
That officer probably had way more questions than what it really wanted.
You know what? I think maybe he was just like, I don't got time for this today. I don't know what he's doing.
They got worse stuff going on there than somebody climbing a tree.
And this would have been another Florida man article. Every article starts with Florida man. So that's why I was like,
it's Florida.
God. Yeah, so we just got in the car and Akira was like, what was that? Don't worry about it. Let's go. We're getting out. Let's go home. Did you get it?
And now she isn't on the shenanigans. That's the funny thing. She's in on it now.
On it.
Yes.
Definitely. So
yeah.
It's been we've had a lot of interesting situations. The tree, the getting the plant. Have we ever talked about attaching to the wrong tree?
We haven't. I think we're gonna do a whole episode on that one.
Yes, the Korea tree. Like I said earlier in another podcast, somebody in Korea, if they grab that tree, they're gonna be in for a world of pain.
We never released any of that.
Oh man.
Yeah, we didn't release any of that.
Yeah, we didn't do the tree. The length was so long.
Yeah.
Let's go. But Ashley was like, no, don't play it. I don't want people to think I'm crazy.
My ideas are out there sometimes, so I definitely don't want people thinking that.
I would get why they would assume that at first. I mean, let me be honest, you my homegirl. I thought the same thing. I'm not hugging no fucking tree. Get out of here. I got real problems. These ain't going away because of no tree. What is wrong with you? And then literally, y'all, I was at my wit's end and I was like, I ain't got nothing else. If I hug this tree, what are they gonna do? Send me home early? I wish they would. And I went out there and I hugged the tree and I had a really emotional moment with that tree. Me and that tree was like this. Every time I passed that golf course, I was like, I felt like I got a pound back from the tree. But it's a lot of stuff that people say. I know everybody has their own thoughts, their own beliefs. I try not to knock anybody's stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I did look at you like, okay. But upon doing it, it was, even if it was a placebo type thing, the effect that it had was literally exactly what I needed. Sometimes you need that energy to just go and leave. And it did. I got off that tree a new man. But
meanwhile, you look at me like I'm crazy, but now you have one plant. You have one. And every time you have two now. And every time I talk to you, can I repot this? Can I put this in? No. Let it sit in the same pot for at least a year. Yeah.
All the little things people used to say about plants and stuff. And I'm like, y'all crazy. Now I actually do that. I actually do.
He was walking around listening.
Yep. Talk to them.
Yeah.
Open the blinds in the morning, telling like, all right, y'all, listen, I got to be gone for a couple hours. Don't tear up the house. And, Akira looked at me like, I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand. So it was funny today. She told me, like, I put the kids outside for a little bit. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. All right, cool. So she's starting to get in on it too. And we were at earlier, we were at Lowe's and she was trying to buy some plants. And she was like, do I plant this one now or later? So we FaceTime Ashley and she was telling us about it and don't repot. And I was like, she was saying it was cold outside, right? So I don't know anything about it. I was like, don't repot right now because da da da. And I was like, yo, it's 81 degrees. Does it still count? I know it's December. I know it's not the time frame, but it's hot. Does that count? And she was like, just leave it alone. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, I think about it all the time.
Just repotted it. Yeah.
I really think that every time I walk by him, because he's a plant, he's a him. I walk by him and I'm like, hey, you need some bigger shoes. I need to go to the store and get you some bigger shoes. And then she's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. So I love my plants now. I have one. I talk to it. It's a nice relationship. You talk to your plant, you feel like it gives you some good energy, that kind of thing. So now I realize my mom has so many on her back porch. It's not just it's a give and take relationship. You go out there, even somebody needs you. There's something going on. There's some energy that you're giving yourself to. I mean, there's something that you're giving your energy to, should I say. So yeah. Like you said, pushing that 40 button, there's a lot of things that open up. There's a lot of things that open up. And plants was never one for me. I don't damn about no plant, but now it's like, oh, did I water them? Oh yeah, sunlight, things like that. So I'm picking up.
My biggest dilemma right now is the fact that I'm taking 2 weeks for vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't leave who's gonna check on my plants? Listen. I gotta make sure they're watered. I don't want them to die while I'm gone. Like, what am I gonna do?
If y'all
meanwhile, I'm upset. Half of mine died off. Half of them, yeah. I have no idea how. Half of my plants have died off. One in particular, my fiddle leaf, had an infestation. I'm just like, how? I don't understand. So yeah.
At least you gotta think about how they're gonna get watered.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about watering them plants at all. I just water them a little bit, and I'll talk to y'all in a week or two with some more. But yeah. Okay, so plants. I'm trying to think what else I picked up from you guys this year. It's so much you guys have covered.
It's been a busy year for you. It's been a very, very busy year.
I pick up your podcast, and I'm like, okay. Oh yeah. I think, like you said, we talked about a lot of things, and listening to you talk about a lot of things. You can't take everybody with you. Like, I promise you, I can spotlight every podcast and say exactly how I heard something within that week or two. It came, and I was like, oh snap.
No. All right. You can't take everybody with you is major.
Yeah. That's the big one.
And sometimes you want to, but you don't have to. And you got to understand that, like, man, I just want the best for you. That's fine, man. I can want the best for you without being around you. I can want the best from you from a million miles away. We don't have to be connected per se for me to want the best from you. You can still eat, not at my table, so to speak. So like hearing that, boundaries we talked about, dating scenarios. Oh, Crystal, my favorite one, knowing who's for you. I remember you saying that, and it kicks in my head when I was going through some things like, who's for you? Oh man, who's for you?
Yeah,
definitely wouldn't happen if you was for me. You know what I'm saying? So X, Y, and Z, that was a critical one. And like I said, I listen to him. I go back and listen to him because sometimes, I don't know, I'm riding in the car, I'm doing something, I might miss like a moment or two, and then I'll go back and listen to it again and be like, I didn't catch that the first time. And if I would have caught that the first time, maybe I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I would have heard that. So,
or you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and it happened the way it was supposed to, right? Because we just had that conversation the other day too, right? I had to sit you down and say, Mike, you went through this and it prepared you for your now wife.
Yep.
Yeah. We had to sit down and have a whole full-blown conversation on that. So
yep. And there's, once again, we talk about a lot of things, and there's some things that I come to the conclusion on before we talk, and there's some things that I'll be like, wow. And a lot of people be like, well, duh, I thought that before. But when you're going through things, a lot of times you don't think about that. Like we said, once again, we look at it as, why am I going through this, and not what am I going through this for? So the conclusion is, what am I taking from this? Like, all right, I'm writing the scenario down. What are the notes that I need to draw from this? What's the connection between something that's already happened or something that may happen that I don't want to happen? And getting that, and you telling me that information was great, because I sat down and I took it differently afterwards, because like I said, everybody's a victim in a sense. You'd be like, what did I do? Why are you? And then now it's like, but I know this, that's the end.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah.
true.
so Crystal, where are you planning to take vacations? You got anything in mind that you want to go? Any places that you wanted to go to?
Oh, during my 2 weeks, I'm going back home.
Hey, recharge, right?
Yeah, and honestly, that's what my trips to Somerville have been like. It's like a recharge, shut down. I just sit at the house. I do plan on like socializing, while I'm down there, but for the most part, it is like my chance to be one with home, like one with back home, one with my family, just regrouping. Actually, the last time I was there for Thanksgiving, I walked around over to my granny yard. Like my cousins and my siblings have been doing so much work over there. And it's like reconnecting back there has been like tremendously helpful for me. But I'm also going to Atlanta for New Year's. That is the other
Okay.
plan. Yeah. One of my line sisters is coming back from Japan. Um, while the other one's waiting to have her baby. So that's been interesting. But the one from Japan, we're going to have a great time. She got a whole agenda of things that we're going to do. We're hitting up like every selfie museum you can think of. And I'm going to my favorite place, the aquarium. I said, I don't care where I go. I have to go to the aquarium. That's like number one spot. I don't care how many times I can go there. It's always different. It's always a new experience. So that'll be fun.
I definitely got to get a Curie up there in the near future. That aquarium is amazing.
The one in Atlanta?
Oh yeah.
I haven't been. Been. Yeah. I haven't first of all, Atlanta's nice, but I haven't been to Atlanta in, I don't know, since 2007. That's the last time I've been to Atlanta and actually walked around. Yeah, I don't know. When y'all go, let me know. I might meet y'all out there. We'll see.
Definitely. So I miss it and I don't at the same time. Being very close to moving there. When I got there and started looking around, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not hating on Atlanta, y'all. So from anybody from Atlanta watching this is no shots at y'all. This is just my personal take. It's great when you be like, oh man, I'm visiting. And then when you like live there and you stay there, because I was there for a couple months, getting acquainted. I have family there. Getting around was horrible. Like
traffic
horrible.
is now.
And it was busy when I went in 2007, and I said that's why I would not go back. I can't. It's too busy. It's way too busy. I'll go and I'll call Uber and that's it. But no.
It was horrible.
One year I had I think it was like maybe my 25th birthday. It was like Real Housewives of Atlanta. I did everything. I went to like the Apex Museum. I remember I went to like Peter Thomas's restaurant at the time. Like I did it all for the full experience. But I have like one of my close friends lives there. My other goddaughter lives there and my cousin lived there. So I used to visit all the time until work pretty much kept me away from it.
Yeah, it's such a difference. Like I was out in the Fayetteville area, and then when I was with my homeboy, he lives downtown, well, midtown, I don't know, Peachtree Street, wherever that is. It was different. Like you don't need a car. So things where you're able to maneuver on foot and you actually move better on foot or using, the trains or whatever than having a car and sitting in traffic for an hour trying to get 15 minutes down the road. Yeah. So it quickly became.
We don't know nothing about that. We're from the South.
Yeah, like I don't even know. I take that back. Somerville's actually getting like that now.
Yeah.
It was a little disturbing. And Crystal, you were talking about going home to reconnect. I really realized this holiday season, I wasn't able to go home. I was here. I realized how much I missed it when I couldn't necessarily get there when I wanted to.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving, my cousins have like this big seafood thing, and normally I'm too far away to get back, but this year between State's homecoming and that seafood fest, I was looking forward to the opportunities, but work things came up, so I couldn't go to connect and do that again. And you never realize how important going back home is until you can't.
Yeah.
So when you say it's going home to recharge and reconnect and like walk through your grandma's yard, it's everything that I've done when I go home. I literally go through a yard. The house isn't there anymore, but the yard and just that area is enough to kind of like recharge your wireless batteries and just be like, take a deep breath, and you get back to wherever you were, whether, in a large city or whatever, you get back to your surroundings or where you began, and you kind of realize, like, for me, I can't say everybody, but I get a chance to look at it and say, all right, look, this is where I was and this is where I am now. Is this where I want to be? Do I need to move? Am I moving fast enough? Am I moving at the pace I need to? And ultimately, where do I desire to be in certain time frames, whether it be a year, 5 years, or whatever? So it's definitely important to go back home. As much as I used to think, I don't need to go back home for what? And now I'm just like, I need it. I need home as a bookmark to always be able to move further.
That's good.
Different.
Yes.
Don't worry, I picked that up from y'all.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Speaking of books, Ashley, we got to tell the world about the books.
Oh, the Geechee books. They're so cute. So there's a girl that, not a girl, a woman that I was really close to their family growing up. I don't know where they're at now. But she wrote some books, and I thought it was the cutest thing because it was shared on my Facebook page. Give me just a second because I'm looking them up right now.
So I remember
I ended up buying all three. I bought all three books, and they were just the most adorable things. Her name is Dawn Boren, and it is Stories of the Gullah Geechee Children.
Yeah.
They are the cutest little books. I read through them. I bought some for the baby. So, when the baby gets here, the baby has their first set of books from TT Ash.
And it's great because that's our corner. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it better. I remember, like you said, I saw them on Facebook. I liked them. I did not know that we knew the person or the family. So it wasn't immediate like, oh, I got to support because I know. It was an immediate, I got to support because this is ours.
Part of who we are.
Yeah.
This is especially our corner. It's not like, oh, we're just Black. This is Charleston. This is Somerville. This is the Geechee Gullah culture. There's the Peanut Man in the book you were talking about. And
yeah, they talked about the Peanut Man, the Candy Lady, a Palmetto Holiday, and the Crab Crack. The Crab Crack, yeah. So and it was so nice because I ordered them and I made sure to put I want signed copies. So I have signed copies. So I'm going to order some more. And, when I shared it on my Facebook, they actually responded, and they were really quick with it too. They responded and they're like, they have some more that are coming out. So I'm so excited to buy the whole series. I'll probably be buying multiple copies because they're so cute. They're so adorable. I absolutely love those books. They're so cute. And they were quick. I ordered them Thursday. They were here Friday. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I definitely wanted to talk about those for a minute. Yeah.
They're so cute. But the Palmetto Holiday, I love that one. It's so adorable. It follows a little boy where he's trying to figure out what to get for his mom for Christmas. And so he decides to sell palmetto roses. And the story of the palmetto roses with me, right? When we were growing up, we would always go downtown and, we would buy them. So whenever I saw the kids, we would always buy them. When I moved to Pennsylvania, I would actually have them in my car. I don't have any right now, so I need to find some, but I had them in my car. That's where they stayed. And so it was one of those things that people would stop me and they would ask me, what are these? What are these? Where do you get them from? And so I would tell them the stories of, the palmetto roses and how they came to be and stuff like that. So I think it's really great with these books coming out. I really hope that, sorry, my phone's going off. I really hope that people really look into it because there's a lot that don't know about the Gullah Geechee or, knowing about the culture in general. So I hope it's one of those that the stories get out. I really do.
Yeah, I just think I got rid of my last rose maybe about 3 months ago. And it's just because it becomes so brittle at that point. Because it was sitting in the window of the car for forever. But yeah, when you showed me those books, I was talking to my mom about it. I shared it on a few other places. I went and looked it up online and was looking at a lot of other things. And yeah, I was excited for that. I'm excited for anything that comes out of Charleston, to be honest with you.
Right.
Pretty much South Carolina. Let me just put it like that. It's not even just the corner of South Carolina. Yeah. I'll take the whole state. So if it's positive and it's something good, I'm all for it coming out of South Carolina. Speaking of which, sorry, my last plug on something. I promise. High on the Hog, that second episode.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
The show's good altogether. So if anybody High on the Hog, the show was good. I just, once again, I love my state. So that whole South Carolina, the Gullah Geechee, oh man, the pig picking for the community, everything. It made me think about being younger. And actually the book with the crab crack, that's exactly what I just told you when we go home. Like, you know, we have the seafood thing and everybody's around the table and they're sharing and they're caring about each other. It's getting a time to, like, for Thanksgiving, you know, we get together and we got together for Thanksgiving, but this is different. It's not a holiday like
it's
that.
just because.
It's just because, which is our community anyway. Because we really, I don't know about y'all. We don't do Thanksgiving because of the Pilgrims and the Indians. We do Thanksgiving because
for food. Yeah.
Thank you. It's another Sunday dinner.
Yeah. It's just bigger.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Like, a lot of the stuff that we discussed, you don't really realize it until you're out of it, right? Yep. For me, when I moved back to Pennsylvania and I was living there, like, while the culture in Pennsylvania was absolutely amazing, and I, you know, picked up on my Puerto Rican heritage over there, but there was a lot of things that I just missed about home. Somerville is just one of those places that it's always going to be home, and there's nothing like it. You know, when Somerville was literally a single dirt road, and now it is everything that it is now. You're laughing, but it was Somerville. You know, when we were growing up, it was a dirt road. It was one dirt road, you know, to compare to what it is now. But it, like I said, being in Pennsylvania, there was nothing like it. You know, I can't imagine, you know, oyster roast or sitting down, cracking crabs and stuff like that. It's not the same. It is not the same at all. So
you have to have the people and the connection to where you're at for it to be a crab crack.
Yeah, absolutely.
In other words, it's just an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Right. And that was the main reason why I went home. I told my siblings I wasn't going home if we weren't having oysters, like, point blank.
Yeah.
I missed oysters for like 2 seasons. So
I haven't had any oysters since before I went to Pennsylvania. So since 2017 is the last time I had oysters. Yeah.
And up here it's served raw. So it's like, I mean, I eat it just because I've become like a Charlotte person, but I really like it nicely steamed.
Yeah.
Coming out, just laid out, no paper plates.
With some hot sauce.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man.
All right, guys. So I think we're at time now, right? I believe we're at time. All right, so I'm gonna take us out. It was really great seeing everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, lots of great things happening over here. I'm so proud of my friends and so happy for them and the journeys that they're experiencing right now. So until next time, y'all, have a good one. Bye.